Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm actually going to be doing an Etsy shop critique. This is one of the many free critiques I do every single month for free to give back to my community. So if you would like a chance to win a critique, I will leave the link right below the video where you could sign up. Now, if this is your first time visiting my YouTube channel, consider subscribing. I do upload weekly videos to help you build an impactful online business. And also don't forget to hit that notification bell. This is for everyone, so you'll be the first person notified of any new videos that I upload. In addition to that, if you're new to Etsy, you're a beginner, I have a lot of resources that you can find right below this video that will help you get started the right way. So make sure that you check them out. And let's head over to my computer to see who is today's lucky Etsy critique winner.
All right, so here we are, and today's lucky Etsy critique winner is Chelsea, and her store is Lumiere Nails. So congratulations. Guys, make sure that even if you didn't win this critique, make sure that you stick around, watch this video all the way to the end, because everything that I'm about to talk about the store is applicable for any type of niche, no matter what you sell on Etsy. If you have any tips for Chelsea, please leave them in the comments area. And while you're watching this video, if for whatever reason you have questions about anything that I mentioned, also make sure that you leave a question for me as well. So what I normally do on a critique, if it's your first time watching this video, and your first time on my channel, is that I take a particular listing, I talk about product photography, I talk about your title, your listing description, I talk about Etsy SEO, Google, and I also talk about the curation of your store. So I break it down into sections so it's easy for everyone to kind of follow along and take notes. So the first thing I want to talk about obviously is the photo. So product photography is really important when you sell on an e-commerce platform where you're competing with other people, right? To get someone's attention or to grab someone's attention to click on your thumbnail and learn more and engage with your products. So you want to make sure that your main photo, which I call it the attention grabber, has the best photo possible, showcasing the product. When people look at it, they know exactly what they will be buying. And you want to make sure that your first photo is cropped in a complimentary way. And when people are browsing in the search feed, you want to make sure that they stop, take notice of your product, click to learn more about your product. So I think you have done a really good job with your photos. If we go to Etsy and we type in press on nails, you could kind of look at other stores that maybe are in the top feed and kind of see what are they doing differently. For the most part, a lot of people are showcasing the product in a case or just by itself, and then some people have a picture of the hand. So one thing that you could do, Chelsea, also is that you could do A/B testing. So you could potentially duplicate this listing, leave everything as is if you don't need to make any changes. And what you could do is you could have one photo with the actual nails like this. Then you could have another photo with the actual nails shown. So keep in mind that Etsy does allow you to duplicate your listings as long as it's within the same store and you have stock of that product. So you could duplicate it and do A/B testing to see, are people clicking more on the one that has the actual hand with the nails, or are people clicking more on the actual one that just shows the product by itself? So that's one thing that you could do. Maybe you have noticed it already with your products, maybe before you had them displayed differently. But that would be one thing that I would do, A/B testing. I would also try to see, how can I make this picture more crispier, more clearer. It does tend to have a little bit of a shadow up here, but I don't know if that goes with the actual product. Maybe it does. I think it does. It's just it's darker up here, so maybe that's why I'm looking at it that way. Let's look at a different photo. It doesn't. You see how this photo here, it has like a little color on the top, on the tip of the nail, but then when I click on the second image, it doesn't have that. That could be a little confusing for a buyer, especially people that are very detailed and they look at your photos close up. So I will make sure that your photo doesn't have any shadows on your nails that somebody could buy and say later on, well, this is not the same color that I purchase, right? It looks different from the photo. So make sure, you could use a photo light box to kind of give it light and not have any shadows on the photo, not have shadow here nor here. So I would definitely redo the photo to make sure it displays the product 100% with the right color. That way people don't get confused with the shadow that's casting over the nail and it looks like a different color compared to this one here. Now you do have here select the size and you have select a length. So I'm assuming this is not two different nails. It's the same nails, just one has a shadow. Another thing that I noticed was that you have a hand with black nails versus the nails that you're actually selling. Now, I do understand that once you buy the press-on, I'm assuming, right, if you wanted to color the nails to different color, you can. But this might be confusing as well to someone. I understand you're using it for the purpose of long, medium, and short, which I understand that. Maybe put a little disclaimer just letting people know this is just a mock-up of short, medium, long. Maybe it's not a big deal. Guys, let me know in the comments below what you think about that. If you were to buy this product and you scroll through all of these and you saw this, would this confuse you? Or is this something that you will understand? Oh, okay, this is just showing me the size of the actual nail. So that's just my opinion. I will do the same photo. I like the fact that you have, the length here of 3 different images. But what I do is I would do it with the actual nail, right, that I'm purchasing. Addition to that, because some people might want to see how they actually look on someone's hand. And also, I don't know if you know this, but you could, let's see, you do have it that way. Let's see, long, you don't have it. So what you could do is, with listing variations, what you could do is match every photo to change. So when people type in short, the short image shows up, or when people select, medium, the other picture will change to the medium nail. So I do have a video about this in the actual YouTube channel. If you look up listing variations, you do a quick search on my homepage on my YouTube channel, you will be able to see it. I will link it right below this video as well for anyone wondering how to do that. But you can link your photo to the actual size here, or the actual length, and that will show that particular photo. So that's how I would do it. So when people are buying, it connects to that photo. You have this image here with what they get included. It's like a little goodie bag on how to take care of the nails. I think that's great. And then you have here a size chart where you have how to measure your nails. You have like this little standard guide for them. I'm assuming you also include this in the little bag, which is great. And you have a video. So great job for creating a video. Great job for using all 10 spaces and really, really working hard on creating more than 2, 3, 4 images, right? Adding all of them. The more images that you create, if you add a video as well on top of that, it does increase engagement, right? People will stay longer in your store looking at your products. So guys, make sure that if that's your main store and you really want to take it to the next level and really say, okay, I want to make more sales, I want to increase the time that people spend on my store, make sure that you include all 10 photos, make sure that you have a video. Make it worthwhile that when they're clicking in here, they're getting to know your brand, they're getting to know the product that they might buy from you. So make sure that you fill this out. One recommendation that I will have for you, Chelsea, is to have email marketing somewhere in your store. I didn't see it in your front of your store. I don't see it in your listing description, and I don't see it here either. You could choose where you want to put it at as long as you have it. The more places, obviously, the more people will see it, and the higher the probability somebody will join your email list. But what I recommend is making it very simple and telling people, hey, by the way, I have an email list, or by the way, join my email list to stay updated with our latest products and services. You will find the link in the description. Put the link in the description and have people join your email list, because then you could remarket to them later, especially if they don't buy the first time, when they come and engage with your products. And then you could build a long-lasting business where you have an email list. If you ever wanted to leave Etsy, you could take your email list with you, or vice versa. Somebody ever, let's say Etsy ever suspended your account, you don't lose everything because you have that email list that you could say, by the way, I have moved platform. Now I'm selling on Shopify, or now I'm selling on my own website. So definitely start an email list. All businesses, no matter how small, how big you are, should have an email list. Is really crucial and is really important. So make sure that you do diligence, do research, and start it as soon as possible. Now, let's go ahead and talk about your titles, and then we'll jump into your listing description, and then we'll look at your categories, etc. Now, looking at your titles, I think you did a good job with them because you did add keywords in here that you potentially want to rank for. When I read the actual tags, even though your keywords, even though it is a list of keywords, which is considered keyword stuffing for Etsy, is easy to read. I think, the reason why Etsy doesn't want us to do keyword stuffing is because majority of the time, it does get hard for the customer. When they're reading it, they get confused. I have a couple listings like that customers have questioned me. Do I get a do-it-yourself? Do I get a template? What the heck am I buying? So I think that depending on the listing and the tags that you're using, it can become quite difficult for the person to really understand what exactly they're getting. But I think yours is not that difficult when I read it. It just has the color at first. It says nude, black, and white abstract press on nails. That's pretty simple, straight to the point. Then you have nail art design, press on nails, artificial nails, glue on nails. So it's not too hard to read. I don't think anyone reading that will have a difficult time. What I did notice though is that for title and tag relevancy, which is an Etsy SEO best practice, you're not doing Etsy SEO how Etsy wants you to do it, right? So you could rank for keywords. A lot of the keywords that you have in your title, you're not using as a tag. For instance, you have your main keyword in the beginning, which is nude, black, and white abstract press on nails. But when I look at your title, your tags, you don't have these keywords, nude, black, and white abstract in here. You do have the press on nails written this way. So you do have this one here. But you don't have, that's the only one that you currently have. So you want to make sure that title and tag relevancy is there. You want to make sure that you include the same keywords in both areas. It's really important. Those are two of the sections out of the four, and I'll talk about the other two in a few, that Etsy looks at when they're searching or when they're matching people's searches with your products. That's how you rank higher in the search feed. So you want to make sure that you fix that as soon as possible. Another thing is your first 155 characters is considered your meta description. This is not necessarily an Etsy SEO factor, it's more of a Google factor. Because keep in mind, your listings are shown on both Etsy and Google, so you want to optimize your listing for higher conversions by optimizing it for both Etsy SEO and Google, right? Because the more traffic comes to your store, the more sales we all get. So you definitely want to work on your first 155 characters. Include your focus keyword, which is whatever keyword you're putting here in the beginning of your title. Just include it in your meta description. Also include a short description of what you're selling. You could follow with a call to action like click to learn more or grab yours today. Anything that you're telling what type of action you want that prospective buyer to take next to head over to your store and increase your click-through rate from Google to Etsy. So fixing this here and fixing your titles and fixing your meta description will definitely help you get more visibility from Etsy and from Google. So let's look at your tags. I'm using, guys, eRank Pro. And as you can see, I have the Pro one right here. If it looks a little bit different to you, that's the reason why. Now, I do recommend upgrading your account. It does give you more features. But if you don't have it within your budget, the free one is actually wonderful. There's not a lot of tools out there that you could join for free and still use it or still take advantage of a lot of features. So I highly recommend them. But whatever tool you're using, whether it's Marmalade or you're using something else, it's better to do keyword research than not do any at all, right? Because I have a lot of students or a lot of freelance clients that I took last year that told me they just really don't really do research. They just come up with their keywords, put it as a goal, but they never check the average monthly search volume. They never check the competition. They never check the click-through rate percentage. And these are things that you have to check to make sure you're choosing profitable tags, right, that will bring you traffic and the right people to your products and services. So regardless of what you're using, make sure that you stick with it. Now, these are your keywords here, right? And you did use all 13, so great job there. One thing that I noticed is that some of these keywords do have a lot in competition, right? They're over 50,000. Which is okay. You know, you could use one of those keywords, and hopefully if your products rank for it and you get a good listing quality score, you could potentially drive more traffic back to your store. However, some of these products also you want to make sure that you use tags that accurately describe what you sell. So I think you did a decent job. You have press-on nails, you have it together here and separate, because I guess some people do search it this way versus this way. You have press-on nail set, nude nails. But one thing that I see in common is that you have very similar tags, and you need to make sure that you're using a variety of different tags and not so many similar tags, because it doesn't help you. It doesn't really amplify your reach. And as you can see, even on eRank, it tells you these are very similar keywords. So you want to make sure that, or tags, right? Either way is the same thing. Tags, you want to make sure that you're amplifying your reach. You reach more people by using a variety of keywords than using the same tags or very similar tags over and over and over. So that's one thing that I will recommend changing. You do have some good keywords like glue on nails. That's actually not too bad of a keyword. It has 1,600 monthly searches. It has an average click-through rate of 66%, which is not that bad. It could be better, of course, but still in the green. It's not that bad. And the competition is not that much. You could still rank organically for this keyword, especially if you have a good listing quality score. So this one will be one that I would keep for sure. Nail kit is another one that I would keep. But these right here, like this one here, is very competitive. When you just type in the word nails, just one word, it's better to use long tail keywords. They usually have less competition, less volume of search, but less competition, and they convert better. The reason why is because they're more targeted to your customer audience. So as you can see, there's 333,000 people using the word nails. So this one is a little bit competitive. So I would try to not use keywords that have this much competition, because it's really hard for you to rank for these keywords. It doesn't mean that you can't, but you want to make sure that if you are trying to rank for higher competitive keywords, you want to make sure that you're optimizing your listing for Etsy SEO the right way, because if you don't do it the right way, then you never had a chance to rank for them, and then your listing quality score is low, so therefore you get buried in the search results. Vice versa, if you use the right keywords, you have amazing photos, you have an amazing listing description, and you optimize everything the right way, then once you start showing your products in the search feed and you get that temporary boost, more people will see it. And if more people are engaging, liking, buying from you, then you'll get a higher listing quality score and therefore get a higher chance of getting more sales. So you definitely want to work on that. But what I would do is essentially sit down, look at your beautiful nails, think about 10 to 15 keywords that accurately describe what you sell, and do keyword research. What I have found the sweet spot for majority of people is when you're using like eRank, is a search volume of 500 or more. Obviously, the higher the better, with a competition of 30,000 or less. That way you have a chance of having keywords that if you want to rank high for them, you at least could be found organically, especially if you're not spending at the moment Etsy ads, or you're not spending any money on advertising, and you want to be found organically. If you use keywords that are very competitive and you don't happen to rank for them, what you could do always is later on change those keywords to something else if it didn't work out for you the first time around. But definitely redo your keywords. Once you have those new keywords, you want to make sure that you optimize your title and tag for relevancy. Make sure that you include them in there. And then we want to look at your categories and attributes. So for attributes, you put black and white. Your nails are nude and black and white. So yeah, that kind of describes it. I don't know if it gives you another option to put another color. If it does, then I would put nude as well. That way you have all three colors that actually the nail is. I don't think it's a bad job. And here you have acrylic and press-on nails. So the category is exactly what it should be. Keep in mind that attributes act like tags and they help you match with shoppers' searches. So that's another place that Etsy SEO or the algorithm looks at. So it's really important that you have the right attributes. It's really important also that you have the right category so your searches could be matched with more people. If you choose the wrong attributes or you choose the wrong categories or you choose the wrong tags as well, that actually hurts you, because if you're showing your products to the wrong people, no one's really buying your product, no one's really clicking on it, the algorithm is going to say, well, nobody really likes this product. Let's go ahead and put it on the bottom of the search feed, right? You're not going to be on the first page where we all want to be or the second page. So you guys, it's very tricky. You want to make sure that you're accurately using tags that describe what you sell. So therefore, you have a higher probability that people that find your product through those tags are going to buy from you. You don't want to show it to the wrong people because it will hurt your conversion rates. So let's go ahead and look at your actual listing description. So I think you did a good job. You have, what's included. You have, please read below on how to order. This is so important. I feel like you have to dummy it down for many people when they're buying on Etsy, because it's their first time buying. And I used to never include like instructions, but I found the more instructions I put, the easier it is for me, the easier it is for the customer. So I do like when people put instructions on how to order, because there's many people that it really is their first time shopping on Etsy and they might not know, right? I'm not saying every person reads the description, but some people will. And then some people might read the description but not even know how to message you to ask you a question. So make sure, guys, that you include everything the customer needs to know about that listing, so you make your life easier with this, in the sense that you're not getting unnecessary messages or losing potential customers. So great job there. You do have a message here, like message me if you have any questions. This is really important as well. Putting your personality, putting your unique voice in there, telling people, hey, by the way, if you have questions, reach out to me. I think I barely see that much sometimes, So this is really important. Just making that person feel comfortable of emailing you or messaging you, about whatever question they may have about your products. And then what I would do at the end is finish with your name. And then what I would do, Chelsea, is add your link to your homepage or your link to other products, because a lot of times people will scroll down and now they're looking at your competitors, they click there and they leave. And then they never come back to your store. So we want to keep them. It doesn't mean that every single person is going to click on it, but majority do. So make sure that you add a backlink to your homepage or a link to a similar product or matching items, whatever you want to put. But make sure that you add that at the bottom so they don't continue looking down and then come across your competitors, right? Because that's one of the disadvantages of selling on Etsy, is that you're not the only seller selling similar products or nail products, right? So that's one kind of way to keep them in your store. Don't forget that when you're optimizing your store for Google SEO, you want to make sure that you're optimizing your shop sections for keywords that you want to rank for. And then I will also include keywords in your shop announcement as well as your About Me section as well. You don't have an About Me section right now. Make sure you fill that out. That's one of the things that Etsy reviews in the Etsy market, the customer market experience, you get a score. And if you don't have your About Me section filled out, or you don't have your shop policies, your actual store does lose ranking on the search placement, meaning they give you less visibility. So you want to make sure that you complete your About Me story. Share who you are, how you got started on Etsy, what is your mission in your store. If you have a niche statement, write that there. It's just so people could get to know who you are. And then there you can also include your email list. You could include your social media handles if you're using, I know you mentioned you have Instagram. It's on private right now. I would do a Instagram account, a business Instagram account for your business, and then I will also do Pinterest as well. If you're a little overwhelmed, guys, with social media, the best way to handle that is use a platform that works the best for you. If you have one, if you feel like Instagram is the place to be, you get a lot of traction from there. Try to master that before you go anywhere else. My recommendation for people that are brand new, they don't know where to go, is Pinterest, only because it's a mobile search platform. It's a search engine. It's easy to rank. You don't have to crack the algorithm. You don't have to do all of this excessive wasting time. You pretty much could put everything on autopilot, schedule out your pins, and call it a day, and just work on it like once a month, which is really great. And you don't have to spend, like I said, countless hours trying to get people to follow you or people to engage with you. Now, other platforms do work once you get the hang of them. You know how to use them properly, and you know how to connect. And it's not just selling, but more providing value in your platform, like I'm doing now with this critique, right? I'm trying to provide value for my community. People that follow me on my newsletter get this free critique. I can't do a critique for everyone, unfortunately. It's just me, myself, and I, right? But if I could, I would. But that's what you want to make sure that you do, is provide value in your social media presence. That way people will connect with you, like you, get to know you, and then buy from you. It's really important to do that. And even at the end of the day, if they don't buy from you, it's just so worth it providing value for others. It's just a great thing to do, which is giving back. So these are the tips that I have for you, Chelsea. You have great reviews, so I don't really have to speak on those. I hope that you guys enjoyed this critique. Let me know in the comments below, including you, Chelsea, if you have any questions about anything that I mentioned. I usually answer within 1 day or so I will be more than happy to further assist you. If you have any additional questions about Etsy, just leave them down there, and I'll be more than happy to help. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Have a terrific day.